everybody, still in LA. I've been doing a ton of meetings, so I haven't been moving around too much. I kind of just chilled yesterday and regrouped, I suppose. But I want to talk about two stories today. Technically, it's one story, but it's almost two. So first, the Trump scandal. You may have heard that Donald Trump shared classified information with the Russians, and everyone's freaking out. The intel community is in an uproar. Oh my God, what's happening? Well, first, let me say this. The President of the United States has the ability to declassify any information he wants. Not just that, the President can share whatever information he wants with whoever if he thinks it's necessary for national security. The President is the commander-in-chief. So if Donald Trump feels that there's a security threat and wants to cooperate with the Russians to avert or stop this threat, why is that a scandal? Now, there's a few things to consider. Many people are saying he didn't actually declassify the information, he just gave classified information to the Russians. And one of the issues is that this information apparently came from a US ally who is now upset that the information was shared with the Russians. So there could be potential ramifications for US and its allies and the intel community. But then what is this story really? The President did everything legally. So is this just an op-ed? Is this someone saying, I don't think the President should have done this, or the President may have upset our allies? Maybe, who knows? This is just an opinion. This isn't anything legal. How is this a scandal? Why is it that every single thing Trump does becomes some huge, crazy scandal of epic proportions? This is an opinion piece, right? The official story is Trump had a meeting with the Russians and shared security information, and that's it. That's it. How is this a scandal? Okay, I get it. Some people are freaking out about it, sure. But again, opinion piece, right? But according to a few reports, the information that was shared was about ISIS potentially using laptops to take out a plane on its way to the United States. And apparently Donald Trump wanted to share this information with the Russians to help avoid a crisis, right? Or a terror attack. And so you could also be of the opinion that if Donald Trump is cooperating with another major power to prevent terrorism, is that not a good thing? Look, it's just a goddamn opinion. But here's what I really wanted to talk about. I want to talk about this laptop ban because I've tweeted about it, and a lot of people don't seem to understand why it's a big deal. So like I said, apparently Trump was sharing information on ISIS maybe using laptops or large electronics to blow up a plane on its way to the US. In turn, we're hearing that the US is now considering banning laptops in the cabin of flights from Europe to the United States. They've already done this in several Muslim-majority countries, and it is sending the business community, the travel community into an uproar because, look, not having your laptop with you presents a lot of problems. So let me explain to you why this is a problem for me. First, I never check bags. When I travel, I have two small bags. A small sling bag you may have seen me wearing that can carry my batteries, my phones, and I have a backpack. The backpack actually carries my drone, my laptop, my camera, and my clothes in one simple backpack, and the reason for this is, when you check your bags, things get destroyed. Any videographer knows this. I was on a flight once from New Zealand when I was working for Vice, and they wouldn't let me bring my backpack on. And in this backpack, I had a very, very expensive camera. I'm talking like $20,000 camera. And so it was decided it would be better if I got a different flight and stayed in New Zealand than risk breaking a $20,000 camera. Now, cameras may be included in this ban. It's not just laptops, it's larger electronic devices. But let's consider that whatever it might be that you're checking could get destroyed. Now, we've seen one example of how this might work from TechCrunch when they were flying from one of these Muslim-majority nations that is experiencing this ban. Flying on Emirates, as they were boarding, Emirates screened every bag and removed large electronics, wrapped them in bubble wrap, and put them in a box. They put all their flight information on it, their name, and when they landed, they were given the box back. That's not too bad of a solution for breakage and damage, if you were to ask me. However, it's not alleviating the bigger problem. When I fly, I need to edit on my computer sometimes. I need to use the internet. In fact, during the Boston bombing, I was on a flight and I was actually aggregating information on what was happening to my followers. I was doing news work on a plane. So things get a little more complicated because not every country is going to ban laptops and larger electronic devices, which means there's no universal solution to how to deal with the potential threat. An airport can't simply say everyone should check larger electronic devices, because if you are flying from France to Canada, you're fine. But if it's France to New York, then you've got to check your laptop or your larger electronic devices. And so what is the solution? Is the airport going to do a mandatory checking for all electronics regardless of whatever your country you're going to? In which case, it doesn't matter that the US is doing it. Every country will be forced to do it in turn. Or is it going to be that at the gate you deal with this additional screening process, which is going to make boarding suck even more? Look, I think we want to be safe on airplanes. I think we want to make sure people aren't bringing bombs on airplanes. But let's be real. If the threat is that someone is going to take a laptop or a larger electronic device and blow it up on an airplane, putting it in the cargo hold isn't going to change the fact that there is still a bomb on that plane that is going to explode. So the argument then becomes, we just have to ban all electronics on planes, which is insane. You can't do it. So here's what we're left with. If we enact this ban, which we may find out if it's going to happen soon, then the terrorists are negatively impacting our way of life. Business travelers account for a serious portion of revenue for airlines. Being able to work on an airplane is really, really important. I'm telling you from me, like, this is seriously disrupting, and it's going to cause a lot of problems for me if I have to check my equipment before getting on a plane. It's going to add a lot of time to my travel, and it's going to make it much more annoying, frustrating, difficult to move quickly to breaking news events. It's not the end of the world, but it is a serious detriment to my work. And then we have to consider that you're still putting these devices on the planes, right? Like I said, if you put a bomb on a plane, it doesn't matter where it is, cabin or cargo. Kaboom, you're in trouble. We can't let our economy, our travel industry, tourism be negatively impacted because a small handful, relatively, of wackos are planning to blow up one of these planes. There are over 350 flights from Europe to the US every day. And we can't let these people tell us we aren't allowed to live comfortably and conveniently simply because they're crazy. We can't let the terrorists win. God, I hate to say that, it sounds so stupid, but seriously, I don't think what they're proposing right now is a solution. So let me wrap this up. We've got two stories that are technically one story. Trump shared information on this laptop attack with Russia, and everyone loses their minds. But now we're hearing that because of that intel, we may have to ban larger electronic devices on flights from Europe. So maybe the compromise is enhanced screening. We already have to remove our laptops and larger electronics from our bags, and maybe we just need to have a separate bag altogether for them. We can still carry it on, but they can be heavily scrutinized through the screening process. I don't know what the solution is, but I know that we shouldn't let people disrupt our way of life. So for now, nothing is official. The US and the EU are supposed to meet at some point today. They probably already met by the time you've seen this, and discuss whether or not they're going to enact this or how it might happen. But we really don't know. So this is where we're at so far. A potential threat and a potential restriction, and everyone's freaking out because Donald Trump told Russia. Regardless of what happens, we will adapt. It's what we do. So for now, I'm gonna go get to work. I've got some meetings and other things to take care of. If you like the video, click the like button, give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Comment below, let me know what you think. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear it. And subscribe for more videos every day at 6 p.m. You can find me on Twitter at Timcast. I'm also on Instagram. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and I will see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m.